This is the 28-135 f4 power zoom, and everything you've just seen was shot on this lens. You'll also see some really good BTS of this lens being used to film the 35mm f1.2 video that we released a couple of days ago. I'm going to talk you through the features of the lens and show you what's new with this lens in particular when using it with the newer Nikon Z bodies. The design of the 28-135 is a little bit different to the design of existing Nikon Z mount lenses. And one of the reasons for that is this is the first fully video orientated Z mount lens. So what you'll find is there's a magnitude of different rings, from focusing rings to zoom rings, and then also lens control rings that can be fully customized. You'll also then have specific lens function buttons, and because this lens is a power zoom lens, which means it can zoom electronically rather than you having to manually zoom your lens in and out, you have a different way of being able to control that zoom, whether it's on the power zoom ring on the lens, the power zoom slider on the lens, or being able to use the power zoom through buttons on your camera that you can customize. So lots of different control when it comes to using this lens in the way that works best for you. Those lens function buttons can also be customized just like other Nikon Z mount lenses as well. Now, one really defining feature on the outside of this lens that I particularly really like is this new yellow ring. I'd really like to see this design come back in existing Nikon Z mount lenses, but I think it's a really good little touch just to the design of this lens. And I really like the yellow coloring of the focal length on the front of the lens as well. Overall, I think the design is really nice. And the biggest thing that really struck me about this lens when I first started using it was the weight. The lens only weighs 1,210 grams, including the tripod foot. And that foot is removable, that will reduce the weight by 90 grams. One also important feature I wanted to highlight is that all of these controls on the lens are clickless and will offer 360-degree rotation, allowing to make sure that you can customize the speed at which they move and also how far you want them to move. The lens itself has a 95mm filter thread, meaning it will work with existing matte boxes, and it also has a closest focusing distance of 34 centimeters, allowing you to get close and detailed shots of your subject. The 28-135 also comes with its own dedicated lens hood. This lens hood has a quick access door that allows you to adjust polarizers or variable NDs while shooting video. As you saw from the introduction of this video, this lens is incredibly versatile. The video crew that's been following me around have really enjoyed using this lens. If you've seen the 35mm f1.2 video, that video was shot almost entirely on this lens. So whether it's for things like nature, documentary, commercial video, this is a lens that you can use in almost any environment. Because of the weight, it's easy to balance on a gimbal, whether using it with a Z9 or a Z8 or even a Z6 III. There is also one extra feature that this lens unlocks on the Nikon Z9. The Nikon Z9 recently had a firmware update which added a new system with how the camera deals with power zoom and high-res zoom and how they link together. When using this lens on the Z9, you have a couple of options that help you choose how you want power zoom and high-res zoom to work. You can use a sync option, which means that both of the zoom options will be synced together. Or you can use an extend option, which means that it will make use of the power zoom first and then give you high-res zoom on top of that. The power zoom option in this lens really allows you to be creative with your video recording. Whether you want to zoom in for a tight shot or zoom out for a wide, and even if you want to use the power zoom whilst recording for a slow push in or push out, you can control the speed of the zoom, making sure that it's as fast or as slow as you want it to be. The lens can also be used with a geared followed focusing system thanks to the design of the focusing rings on the lens itself. The 28-135 is an incredibly interesting lens. It shows lots of new features that we've never seen on Z mount lenses before, and it's a real big sign of intent. This is a video first lens that can be used for stills, whereas the other Z mount lenses were photographic stills lenses that can also be used for video. I think this is a really great entry to video lenses of the Z mount range, and as I mentioned before, I really like this nice yellow detail on the lens itself. For those of you that do want more examples of this lens, do go and check out the 35mm f1.2 video, especially for examples of things like interviews and such. I'm going to leave you with a small montage of the past couple of days, all of which taken on the 28-135 power zoom.